Good evening. It's Sunday evening. This is Elsie Coe, CEO and founder of Lead Physician. I thought I'd go live and use this new app to allow me to go live in three different places at the same time. Pretty cool. I'm doing something a little bit different today than interviewing someone, although I'm going to be resuming that next week. I want to talk about my Lead Physician course, which launched and now is completed. It was an amazing success, a great experience. I'm very grateful for the people who joined me in this the launch. And we're going to be starting a second launch, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what we discussed on the last day, which kind of brought everything together in one piece. It's on negotiations. And we had a phenomenal guest speaker. As you know, Dr. Wynn Hammerly was on one of my interviews. He gave a phenomenal interview on how to negotiate, and we did role playing, which was pretty cool, about how not to, and then how to do things the right way. So I want to give you an acronym that I put together, kind of putting pieces together of things that I've learned and things that may make it easier for you to be negotiating whatever scenario you're in. When we negotiate, it could be anywhere from at home with your child to something at work to a major investment in your life. And there's many pieces that often, especially physicians, we aren't taught to think in this way, and it is easy to learn. It just takes practice. It's not about reading books and going to classes. It's actually applying and trying to remember every piece, and each time getting better and better at forming relationships with somebody you've never met before, for instance, or maybe it is somebody that you know, but learning how to be strategic about it, how you communicate, and being mindful and very empathetic about listening to the other person. So let's talk about this, and I'm going to show you some quick acronym. And the one I came up with is ALEAVES. And the reason why I came up with this is because it could be a painful process. Negotiating could be very painful. And why not take a leave for that? So let's start with the A. The A is, in making any kind of negotiation, is to ask yourself exactly what is it that you're trying to get out of this negotiation, and being very clear about it before you get there. Because once you're clear and organized in your mind on what you want and what are the three different tiers, which I'll talk about in a minute, then it's going to be easier for you to really relax and listen to the person, which is the next word, listen, and language. So start by asking yourself before you get to that point of negotiating, whatever it is, negotiating a contract, for instance, and asking yourself, okay, what are the three different tiers that I'm going to go for? What is my must-haves, and what would I love to have, and where can we come in between? So understanding, where you're going to start, and understanding where you're going to walk away. Those are very important pieces, and understanding that there's more to a negotiation than just the number, and it could be, exactly where you're going to fit into the whole piece of where you're going, or maybe there's secondary or tertiary things that are associated with that contract that's important. So, the warranty, the return policy, the loan payments, whatever that is, it's very important to really research everything, know the market value for whatever you're working on, even if it's for yourself. The ask is something you're going to spend a lot of time with, and many people know this already with the ask, but organizing in your mind before you get into it. So L for learn, L for in ALEAVES is learn and listen. So learn everything you can about the other person. Try to put yourself in their shoes and understand where they're coming from, and what is the common goal that you have that you can help you be strategic in the way you communicate with that person. Say, you know what, I want to help. This is what we both want. This is how can we get there? And learning from their standpoint, if they have a language of finance, they have a language of learning operations, and you're a healthcare worker, you're the physicians trying to figure out, like, how am I going to get this person to buy this equipment from me? How am I going to get this person to understand why we need to change the workflows in this way? How do I get this other clinician from a different specialty to think in this way? What is the common ground that we have that we could talk about? and say, hey, we both want the same thing, but this is how I see it from your side. And you want to save money, I want to save money too, and I want to provide the best care. We sound like we're both in it together, and this is where I'm going to help you. And talking about it from their standpoint can make all the difference in a negotiation. It's not about all you, and that's not what we're taught. These skills, these communication skills, are so key. So L is for learning, and by having the ask already in your mind, you're going to be able to let down your guard and listen more, and really communicate at a deeper level than just thinking only about what you want. Let's go to the next word, which is E. E, I put empathize and watch your emotions. Okay, so you're going to have empathy. You're going to be really listening. You're going to be watching that person communicate. You're going to pick up on cues and be really observant about how that person's communicating to you. Because I've seen some of my colleagues are exceptional at this. They can pick up cues just by the tone of someone's voice, even if they can't see them, and they know exactly what's going on. If you are attuned to the other person in this way, you're going to pick up on cues and what they don't like, what they do like, how their intonation of their voice. If you're in front of them, you'll see the body language. A lot of communication is beyond the words that we use, right? It's really our body language, the way we are using our posture, the way we're saying something in a commanding way with pressured speech. Are we talking in a relaxed way and asking a question when it really isn't a question, and that's what I really want? So listening to those cues are so important, and we often disregard that, but they're so important. Understanding where that other person's coming from and coming to them at their level, their language. And they, if maybe they're very commanding in the way they speak, and maybe that's the type of person they want. If you communicate them at their level, it'll be so much more productive type of communication. So that's something we talk about. And watching your emotions, this is easier said than done, but if you go there prepared, knowing that, what, I'm going to respond instead of react. I understand, things may get heated because this is a heated debate, but I'm going to keep myself grounded in this way, and I'm going to remind myself that I have the choice of how I'm going to respond to whatever stimulus is coming my way. So having that mindset is huge, because you don't want to lose your cool in a negotiation that you want to have a good result, right? Next is visualize. In a leaves, visualize. And I don't see that many people doing this. And I learned this from my mentors, and it's been amazing for myself, amazing for my clients, amazing for people who have done it that I've seen. And what you do is you take, a good half an hour at least to sit and actually visualize yourself before the negotiations happen. You're sitting and you're believing and you're picturing how this is going to work, and it's working to your favor, and you're so happy and you're so grateful that that other person is working with you. You see yourself shaking hands and high-fiving that person, and just feeling just remarkably just so good about it. Coming out of there, both of you are so happy. It turns out exactly how you want. I've had clients tell me that they nailed the job interview because they did this, and actually gotten jobs. One an executive level, and one person who just got another physician's job for this level. So doing that and believing and visualizing it allows you to show up in a different way, in a much more positive attitude. Which takes me to the next one, is the E for expect. Expecting to have a great turnout, expecting that person to really want you, to be on your side. Having that expectation in your mind already before you go there allows you to really show up in such a positive way, really likable, really truly who you are, instead of being scared, unsure of yourself, wondering what the other person's going to be like, uneasy. Having that already under your belt allows you to really show up as who you really are. And you are really ready for this position. You're really there to provide value, and you're really ready. You're a go-getter, and you're motivated to take it. Those are really key. Probably two of the most important things is visualizing and expecting, okay? The S I put in for setting the scene. Setting the scene means making sure you're in the right place. Make sure you're sitting in the right place. You're comfortable. You've invited that person in the comfort of, if you're going to be doing it over Zoom, that you have the proper lighting, the proper background, that you're wearing clothes that are comfortable. If you're face to face, then are you in an environment where you're going to feel safe, that you're sitting eye to eye, that you've actually scheduled a time to be together? Those are so important that we kind of disregard sometimes, that there's no distractions, your phone is off, and that you are really focused on that person. If you're doing an on-camera interview or negotiations, you want to do your best to balance looking at the person through the camera so they feel like that you're looking at them, but also paying attention to them and looking at the screen when they're talking to you. So there's that balance that you want to be able to get that nonverbal communication in there in that way. Okay, and that's about it, guys. And I wanted to show you my website and info. I want to invite you to come and really watch, watch some of the videos that I have on there and some of the testimonials on my website. I would love for you to come and listen in on what we're doing. And starting in January, I'm going to have another group of physicians. Okay. Physicians, if you're interested in getting leadership training, a lot of leadership training and the best ones are where you're able to be comfortable in learning. To me, physician to physician, so key. We understand exactly where you're coming from, but also it's learning not only the semantics of leadership, but applying personal development and being so self-aware of who you are and where you want to go and your goals and your strategy to the leadership part is so key to being successful. And this mastermind group that we had before was amazing in that they were able to share with each other stories and to be able to give advice, because we all understand where one another's coming from in a safe environment. Truly was a remarkable experience for us. I'm really grateful for, and I would love for you, if you're interested, to reach out to me, and I can send you my calendar invite, and we can have a quick chat to see if this is a good fit for you. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week on Sunday. Take care. Bye.